Hello, gardening fans, and welcome to the September 2014 Marvin Gardens. And it's September 31st, if you know what I mean. And things are, winding down in the garden as they do this time of year. We are actually into fall officially now, as of, September 22nd, I guess. I think it was September. I don't know. Who knows? But I want to show you the most neglected chives you've ever seen in your life. And in between all those weeds are actually chives that are doing pretty well. Here's our water feature, which has continued to do well. It's been inhabited at least once with a little froggy, and Frankie's checking it out there. And we got some nice marigolds happening around the perimeter here, and some snapdragons are also happening here. So that looks pretty nice. And there's some things happening here in bed 1. Now these guys are chewed up pretty badly. These are cabbage right here. I'm going to step in here so I can... and they've been very slow to head up, but there is a nice little head there. And this one's a little chewed on the outside, but you can feel a nice head in there. This one is a smaller head, but all the cabbage is heading. And the broccoli was doing almost nothing, and all of a sudden, this showed up. A nice broccoli head. It's actually ready to go. I should probably cut that and bring it in tonight, but it's pretty good. And it looks like I got another one coming up right there. Very immature. But when I say the broccoli was doing nothing, I meant it was kind of doing this, which is not heading up at all. So that plant didn't do much, but the other two look pretty good. Meanwhile, over here in the Brussels sprouts department, I don't know if we're going to get any. You get those tiny little ones coming in. They've been really chewed up because I neglected them. The newer leaves that are coming in are not chewed up because I did finally get around to doing some bacillus on them. But I don't know if we're going to get any Brussels sprouts. This is another cabbage plant that I planted in the vacancy here. It's looking rather healthy, but again, I don't know if we're going to get anything before it gets too cold. And here's Jessie, looking fine in her just summer generic scarfie, and wondering what Daddy's doing over here. All right, this is summer squash, and the summer squash, you can see this has got some kind of moldy mildew kind of stuff on it, and they are definitely showing their ages, but they're also still producing. I picked a bunch of summer squash last night, some of them way oversized because I've been away for the weekend. But there you see a very nice zucchini coming in. You can see some little scallop squash coming in there that won't take but a couple more days before that they're harvestable. And let's see, there's a couple little crooknecks down here as well. So, the fact that they're still producing into what amounts to October is not bad at all. Meanwhile, on to pole beans. These guys have pretty much fizzled out. And hold on a second, I'll tell you what it is. The Marvel of Venice, and they haven't really been all that marvelous, but these guys, which are nor'easter, have been pretty marvelous, and they've been producing nicely all summer long, and will continue. There's some big ones over here. Continue on into until the first frost. Which will do these guys in. And then rattlesnake pole beans, one of our favorites. These guys have been left out here way too long, but they'll still be good. It's just a question of whether we just harvest the beans inside or if the pods are still nice enough to go to eat. That one obviously would be fine. And these are actually nor'easters that have come over from the other side. So and finally, this is the other guys that have completely fizzled out. Yard-long red noodles, but we'll get a couple more of those. But we're not going to get anything after the ones that are on the vine. And this lovely bed is all sweet potatoes, and if you can see, they go clear out beyond the pole bean trellises there, and that's what we like to see. We like to see everything taking off over here. And there's a nice sweet potato that's poking out of the soil, and the good news is it doesn't look like it's been chewed by rodents, so maybe the rodent population has been checked by I've seen a stray cat around here that may be helping, but I don't see any evidence right here of rodents hitting these guys, and especially this one here that's exposed. The fact that it is untouched is very promising. So we'll pick maybe a warm weekend right before the first frost is predicted, and try to dig those guys up. Now this is bed 2, and this is where Silver Queen used to be. We've harvested all that. These are all volunteer tomatoes that just came up on their own. Got some green tomatoes on there. I don't know, these could be some kind of odd hybrids, although these look like just regular old Juliets. But they're all green, but it looks like we might get a few tomatoes out of this guy. There's a nice looking little baby summer squash, crooknicks, and I'm really glad that they're coming in. Meanwhile, this is a volunteer sunflower that came up, and we just staked it and let it go. And then we've got a marigold nursery here, and again, these are all volunteers as well, and looking really nice. We've got the tiki torches going because although it doesn't look it in the video, evening is upon us, and you can probably hear that from the crickets. Hopefully you could hear that. It is evening, and look, here's looks like an onion that I forgot to pull. We'll just let that go, see what happens. Nice marigold here in bed number 3, which is the potato and onions bed. The potatoes, oh, there's another onion right there. Look at that. Interesting. And the pups are so cute. They're just following me around the garden. It's very complimenting to have puppies because they're so interested in you. You know what I mean? Anyway, I digress. The first 2 varieties of potatoes we have harvested, very meager harvest. I don't even think I have pictures of it, but just a few potatoes. The last row here is Kennebec, and as you can see, there's a fair amount of green growth still happening, so we'll wait to harvest those until those guys die back completely. Now we're on to bed number 4. At this end was leeks. We do have the leeks harvested and in the refrigerator. I just need to cook them down and freeze them, and then use them with potato leek soup. This is my last remaining kohlrabi. He looks a little odd, but we'll probably pull him a little later, and he should be okay. Now, this is peppers. I can't remember what variety this is in this row. It's the only remaining plant. But these are those. Geez, I can't remember the name of those either. Gosh darn it, Frankie! What are these peppers called, Frankie? Come on, Frankie, do your job. Hey, Jesse. Anyway, Again, I love these plants with they're kind of bushy and the nice, the curly Q leaves, and then these colors, they come in green like this, and then they turn that brilliant light orange. Really nice. Maybe I'll put a caption under here on what kind of peppers these are, because they're really kind of neat. I kind of like them a lot. And then of course we got some more volunteer marigolds here, and then there's these brilliant red peppers, which start as green like that one there. And I do remember what kind those are. I just can't think of it right now. Uh-oh. Juliet alert. Okay, I'm not going to subject you to me eating tomatoes very much. Just this one. And these are Biscayne peppers. And they're doing pretty well too. Quite a few of them. So that's good. This is another volunteer marigold. They're all over the place. And then our lovely Juliet's tomatoes, still producing quite well. Hope I'm not making you too dizzy by flipping around here, but you can see that those are lovely Juliet's, ready for munching, which I guarantee you I will be doing, but I'll wait until after I'm shooting the video. These guys are done for. I can't remember what variety it is, you know me. But ain't no tomatoes coming in on this plant anymore, or this row. Still got a few more coming in here, and unfortunately I can't remember what this variety is either, and I don't seem to get it together enough to do my homework before I come out and shoot these videos, so I apologize for that. Anyway, here's all our other sort of leftover tomatoes, and some of them are kind of nice. Yeah, it's a little dirty, but other than that, it's pretty good. Frankie, you want tomato? Here you go, boy. Good boy. Is that a good one? Here he goes. Nice, huh, Frankie? Good boy. Good boy. Yeah, sure. Okay. So, like I say, these were sort of cast-offs. I didn't expect much from them, but we've gotten a few tomatoes out of them. And this was the most pathetic corn patch that ever existed in humanity, which is, of course, done for. And we didn't get a single ear, but that's the way it goes sometimes. And the rest of this, bed number 6, the last one here, is just volunteer marigolds, but look at how many of them. I mean, this is kind of magnificent. Oh, it looks like we have a volunteer tomato out here as well. I didn't remember about, but they look great. Now let's go out to the external corn patch, in which Frankie will probably complain, but we won't spend too much time out here. All right, this is popcorn, and it's magnificent, and it's ready to be pulled. If I can, ooh, I just got hit by the electronic fence. Okay, I'm probably not aiming the camera very well, but if I'm trying to keep in between the wire, pull down the thing, and okay. All right, so there you go. That is robust popcorn and a nice ear, and they're definitely ready to be harvested. We'll probably do that this weekend. Lots and lots of ears. I don't know if you can see them very well. I showed them to you before when they were all green, but unbelievable amount of ears, and some of them are pretty darn big as well. Hopefully you can see those. This is sugar buns, long since done for, and we'll be cutting down those stalks pretty soon. And this is the thing that just jolted me which is a solar-powered electric fence, and it doesn't pack a real wallop, but it's enough to slow you down quite a bit, and apparently it's enough to slow the deer down, because we haven't had, I don't see any evidence of deer getting into this corn patch, and I hope you're being able to see the number of ears that are out here and ready as we were walking by here. It's going to be a wonderful harvest. I don't know what I'm going to do with all that popcorn. I still have popcorn from last year, which is still popping up fine, by the way. Hasn't dried out too much or anything like that. I know, I'm coming in. I'm sorry. I had the audacity to go somewhere without my Frankie boy companion. I know, but I'm here. Okay, look, you're running around so much I can't even get you on the camera, boy. Yeah, good boy. All right, and I've got nothing to show you in the orchard. Really nothing to show you anywhere else that I can think of. Well, no, there is. Actually, I neglected to show you the eggplants, which are continuing to do quite nicely in containers. This is strawberries, which are looking pretty good. Maybe we'll get a few strawberries out of that from this container later on. There's a couple of, or a pepper. I think that might be a biscayne that's hanging out down there. This is another container with a full of strawberry plants, and then also eggplants, and we got dianthus flowers, and this is a Carmen peppers, which are doing fine in that container, and a container with marigolds, which we have a lot of around here. And then also we've got zinnias, which are, you know, they're starting to finish up, but all that whole thing is a cluster of seeds, so I might try and hang on to those seeds and, I don't know, maybe plant them around the border of the garden, see if they come up. That would be nice. And then fall is here, so I did go out and get some mums. There's some yellow mums here, and I think these are going to be pink asters according to the label, so we'll be putting those around. And since I didn't grow any winter squash or pumpkins, I might break down and buy a couple pumpkins too. I've got corn stalks bundled and at the entrance to the garden. That's always fun this time of year. And the flowers that my sisters planted for my wife's memorial weekend are still doing nicely in a little tipped over wheelbarrow. And as are all the marigolds in the planters hanging from the barn. Oops, it's getting dark enough so that my automatic motion sensor lights came on. So I guess that's as good a time as any to conclude the September Marvin Gardens, or Marvin Gardens, depending on where you're from, video. And we've got the tiki torches going, although it's not really dark out yet, but that's going to do it. And we'll see you again in October, when there's really not a whole lot of harvesting left to do, but the garden is still a nice place to be. And so we'll see you next month, October. This is Marvin Gardens, September 2014. See you later. Bye, y'all.